Alright, in this video we're going to match some function graphs with their derivative graphs. And the four graphs that you see across the top are going to be our functions, and then these four graphs across the bottom are going to be the derivatives of those functions. We want to match these up. Now, what we want to think about when we look at these functions up here, I like to think about the derivatives. Well, the derivative is the slope of the tangent line. But I like to think about what is the function doing. For example, right here, this line from left to right, this function is increasing the entire time. So I'm just going to come in here and put a lot of pluses, and the reason why I'm putting a lot of pluses is because this function is increasing over its entire domain. This implies that the derivative is always going to be positive. As a matter of fact, anytime you have a line, the derivative is going to be a constant, but that's neither here nor there right now. But like I was saying, this line is increasing from left to right, which implies your derivative is always going to be positive. So looking down here at our derivative graphs, which one of these graphs always has a positive y value? If we look right here at this graph, we have a horizontal line. This horizontal line is above the x-axis, which implies all of the y values on this horizontal line are positive. This is going to be the derivative graph of this function here. So if I call this function A, this derivative graph will match with this one here. Now let's move on to one that's a little bit more tricky. For example, let's look at the second one. Now this graph, it's increasing here all the way to right here. Now, what is the function doing right there? Technically, it has a horizontal tangent line. The slope of a horizontal line is 0. I want you to keep that in mind, but for right now, I'm just going to put a 0 right there, and that's because this function is actually changing from increasing to decreasing. So over this little interval here, from here to right here, the function is decreasing. I'm going to put some negative signs. Then when we hit this spot right here, we have another horizontal tangent line. So therefore, I'm going to put a 0 there. And then the function starts to increase again. Now, just like back here, we said the derivative was positive because the function was increasing. We want to find a derivative graph down here that is above the x-axis, equal to 0 right here, then below the x-axis, since our function is decreasing, that means our derivative is negative, then we're 0 again, and then we're back above the x-axis. Let's look at this graph right here. Notice, up until this point right here, all of these y values are positive. That corresponds to a increasing function. An increasing function will have positive y values for its derivative. Notice here our function is decreasing. Well, we are below the x-axis for all of these values. But notice right here we're equal to 0 yet again. The y value right here is 0. That corresponds to this horizontal tangent line, the slope of 0 right there. And then on the other side here, our function is increasing, which corresponds to positive y values on our derivative. So again, let's recap. When the function's increasing, we want our derivative to be above the x-axis. When our function is decreasing, we want our derivative to be below the x-axis. And then our function is increasing again, so we are above the x-axis. Therefore, for graph B, that function, this is going to be the derivative graph. Moving on to this third one here, the function is decreasing all the way to right here. That's where we're going to have a horizontal tangent line, which corresponds to a derivative of 0. Then the function starts to increase again. Now we have another spot where we're going to have a horizontal tangent line. And remember, all of these spots here are going to be zeros on our derivative graph. Then the function's decreasing. Then we have another spot where we have a horizontal tangent line, which corresponds to a slope of 0, and then the function starts to increase again. So what we want to think about now is we want to find a graph that is below the x-axis for its derivative, above the x-axis for its derivative, below, and then above. Check this graph out right here. Notice up until that point right there, which is corresponding to this spot right here, all of these negative signs, this means the function's decreasing. These negative signs means that we want our derivative to be negative, therefore we want to be below the x-axis. Then notice it starts to increase, so we want to be above the x-axis. And then when we hit this spot right here at the origin, notice we do have another x-intercept on our derivative. Then the function starts to decrease, so we want to be below the x-axis. Then we hit 0 yet again, which corresponds to this spot. And since the function starts to increase again, we want the derivative graph to be above the x-axis. So we got below the x-axis, above the x-axis, below the x-axis, above the x-axis. That's exactly what's going on right here. So for graph C here, this will match up with this derivative graph right there. And last but not least, this function is decreasing all the way to this spot right here, and then the function starts to increase again. Therefore, we want to be below the x-axis. Check it out over here, below the x-axis. The derivative's equal to 0 since we have a horizontal tangent line. There we have that right there. And now, since we have an increasing function, we want this side over here to be above the x-axis. That's exactly what we have here. Below the x-axis, equal to 0, above the x-axis. There's that line. So therefore, function D, this will be its derivative graph right here. So to recap, when you come in here to your functions and you start putting these pluses and these minuses, this is really talking about being above the x-axis, this spot here, below the x-axis, and then you want to look for maximums or minimums, like we see here, and these particular spots will correspond to your x-intercepts on your derivative graph, as we can see right here. And there we have it, 4 examples of matching function graphs with derivative graphs, and that's it for this video. I hope it helped.